Hi guys. So when I was getting ready to, where did I put my phone? When I was getting ready to do this energy update, it was so funny because I was like, I feel like I have not turned my camera on in like a week, and it really has kind of been. Okay, I've done a couple of personal readings, but I haven't done an energy update for a little while. So um, it was much needed. I didn't realize that I needed that kind of that time off, that to disconnect, and really great time with my son in Nashville. Unfortunately, he did not make it to the next round. He was not upset about it. It's so, I love how my kids can rally. Like, I mean, I guess they're so much like their mom in that way, because he was just like, he's like, I'm ready to do it again. Like, let's go to the next city. I'm like, slow down there, cowboy. Let's let's process this first. We had a really great time. So thank you for all of the love and support that you guys sent here and on Instagram. We had, it was amazing. He's graduating from high school in May, so this was like that perfect mother-son trip that was needed right before he graduated, and my baby boy's growing up, and it's really strange for me. So um I don't know why I'm so nervous to do this energy reading. There's a lot of really busy stuff happening this week in the sky. I wrote it all out, of course. I have all my notes in front of me. So if I'm looking down at my notes, you know why. Very Virgo in that way. There are some ways that I'm not a Virgo, but I always take notes. I've always been a note taker. Um, it's going to be a really busy week in the sky, and I don't know if I missed some of the energies that will be going on, but I think that I got the major players that are happening. So we'll just kind of see how this goes. I want to make a couple of announcements really quick. The February special is still going on right now, 20% off of selected readings on my website. I also have some new things that I have added to my services. I'm doing some coaching, some mastering yourself alignment coaching and twin flame alignment coaching as well. Um, I'm offering 2 classes on mastering yourself. It's the same class, just 2 different dates. Right now, the March 10th date, I think there's 1 spot left, so get that one before it's gone. And then there are several left for the March 17th date. Um, so make sure you take advantage of those. Everything is on my website, fearlessintuition.net. The alignment classes, I've had a couple of questions and emails about that. If you're interested in taking not just the alignment classes, but doing the one-on-one coaching, what does it mean? Why is it there? Why do we need it? Well, there's this secret that I want to share with everybody. And there's the secret to becoming aligned with yourself and living a very peaceful life. And it's not that that doesn't mean that you're happy all the time. It doesn't mean that everything just kind of falls into place and works out for you all the time. There's a difference between the way that you react to life and the challenges and the hardships and the easy times and the happiness versus how you react when you're not in alignment. So, and I didn't even realize how much out of alignment I was until I wasn't out of alignment anymore, until I came into alignment myself. I still have reaction times, if you will. Like, say my 5-year-old is driving me insane, right? And I will snap at him. It's a different kind of snapping than the way that I used to. The way that I used to, I would get really, really annoyed. It would fester within me. I would probably raise my voice a little too much, kind of thing. Um, when you're in alignment, you find you are in such peace with yourself that you don't need to yell, that you don't need to react. You don't need to make a point. I don't care if it's with a 5-year-old. I don't care if it's with a 50-year-old at the post office. There's a sense of knowing who you are. There's a sense of being able to walk down the street and know where your place is in this world and that you belong. For a very long time in my life, I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. It was like, where the hell I don't even know where I fit in anymore. And when you come into alignment with yourself, there's a respect that you learn about yourself that transcends everything. And it's peaceful. It's a very, very peaceful place to live. Again, it doesn't mean that everything is perfect because you still have life. You still have to live. We are spiritual beings living a human experience. But coming into alignment means that you can also come into alignment in relationships. It means you can have alignment with money. You have a better relationship with people. You have a better relationship with money. You have a better relationship with your career. Everything falls into place, and you kind of see things in a much more balanced approach. And there are steps to get there. It's not easy. It's not an overnight fix. It's not a quick fix. That's why I'm offering my coaching lessons. Yes, I will incorporate a little bit of tarot within it, but when it comes down to it, this isn't just about a therapy session. This is about finding out who you truly are and coming to peace with it. So for those who are interested in learning more about that, you can email me, or you can just go to my website, check it out. Those coaching sessions are 20% off through February as well. So take advantage of that while they're 20% off. Also, first-time Reiki clients, coming into alignment with yourself, a lot of times we need to have Reiki done. Just to help clear out the energy, help balance the chakras, stuff like that. So I do offer long distance Reiki energy sessions. Those are also 20% off first time clients. If you would like the 20% off and you're a first time Reiki client, please email me so I can give you the code to that. Okay, I'm done with the announcements. I know that was kind of long-winded, but there were a lot of people that have asked me about these coaching sessions and what it means. And the twin flame one is really, it's a lot about aligning yourself along with the mirror image of who you are. Because if we are not in alignment with ourselves, our twin flame, our counterpart, our other half is not in alignment either. And the more we get into alignment, the more they start to get into alignment as well. So it's a little bit different than doing the mastering yourself alignment because we do work with a different, energy with the twin flame one. So if you have questions on which one you should be taking, if you are interested in doing a one-on-one coaching session with me, just let me know. I am open to questions. Please understand that if I do not get back to you within 24 hours, it is because I get so many emails in one day. And as I try to respond to every single email, sometimes it's impossible. So just remember that I'm not ignoring you, and I will get back to your question as soon as I can. Sometimes it takes a couple of days, really. So just be patient with me. If you're not a patient person, I'm probably not the person you want to be working with, honestly. And you learn patience through becoming aligned with yourself, by the way. That's one of the biggest lessons I was able to learn with myself, is to be patient with myself and everybody else. So, okay. Woof. I know, I talk a lot. There was a lot to get out. So, energy updates. Okay. The biggest thing that everybody's talking about is the Virgo full moon, and there's a lot of things that are happening around the Virgo full moon. Yesterday we had a really beautiful sextile between the Sun in Aquarius and Uranus, which is Aquarius's ruling planet. And if you kind of had some confusion along yesterday, if you're not feeling like the plans that you're making right now are coming into fruition, yesterday was kind of one of those days to give you a little shove in working a little bit harder. Sextiles help with making things happen as long as you're working towards it. It's kind of like it's giving you all of the control, you all of the power to make things happen. And the Sun in Aquarius and Aquarius's ruling planet Uranus going into sextile was an opportunity for you to just work a little bit harder in order for you to gain a little bit more with what you want to do and where you're going. Speaking of being out of alignment, sorry, I'm going to do this really quick. I didn't even notice like how crooked everything was. Here we go. Oh, that's a little bit better. I don't know why. I mean, like I said, I haven't really turned my camera on in a while, so. So we have at the beginning of this week today, Venus is conjunct Saturn with Neptune sextile. Venus is sextiling Neptune at the same time. This is a time, it's actually a very loving energy with Neptune. Saturn is helping ground the situation, so you're not like going off into the clouds and everything is beautiful and right? Saturn always gives a really good grounded nature to everything. And Saturn's going to be in play with a lot of planets this week. So is Pluto. But the Saturn aspect is really going to help everybody kind of stay grounded. And the Virgo full moon is helping everybody stay grounded as well. So with all of these Neptune sextiles that are going on or conjunctions that are going on, we're really having to ask ourselves with this Venus one, conjunct Saturn, sextile Neptune, where are we with relationships and money? And what is our relationship with money? And keeping us grounded in the fact of, you know, there can be a very illusionary aspect when it comes to Neptune. And we also have Mercury conjuncting Neptune at the beginning of this week as well in Pisces. Now we're also starting the Mercury retrograde period. So with Mercury and Venus really having this dance with Neptune, we can get into this state of everything is beautiful, everything is possible. I want you to make, but with Saturn, Saturn's like, no, I know that everything is beautiful and everything is possible, but make sure that you're not making an illusion out of it. Make sure that things are actually, we're kind of keeping this grounded nature where we were born into the 3D and we have to stay within the 3D. Saturn is kind of asking you, like, where are you being cautious with your money? Where are you allowing yourself to be a little bit more open with your money? Where are you being cautious with your relationships? Where are you being more open with your relationships? Being successful and living out your true purpose is what Mercury and Neptune and Venus and Neptune and Saturn are all asking out of you. Living a true life in the 3D and valuing what you have, but living a purpose at the same time. Where are you living out your purpose and allowing it to interact and connect with your 3D life? I know that sounds like a very strange conversation, but that's where the confusion is. It's like, I know that I'm supposed to be going on this soul path. I know this direction that I'm supposed to be going in, but how am I going to make it happen in the 3D? And that's what this connection is going to allow you to do. Saturn is kind of coming in and saying, listen, we know what you love and we know what you're envisioning and we know where you want to take all of it. But how are you allowing yourself in the 3D? Like, are you holding yourself back from doing it? Or are you opening up doors? Are you letting yourself be free to go in this direction? Mercury and Neptune conjunct is not an easy energy because it can bring a lot of illusions, but it can also bring a lot of creativity. So allow yourself to be very open, in a very creative way, but at the same time, always bring yourself back to that grounded nature of, is this going to serve me in the 3D, or am I kind of overshooting the arrow? Am I overthinking this process? So we also, with the Virgo full moon, this is going to be opposite the sun. The sun is now in Pisces. Happy birthday to Pisces. I did forget to say that the Pisces birthday special, it's $50 off the 1 hour reading using the code birthday. So if you're a Pisces sun sign, your special is ready to go. All you have to do is use the code birthday. All of that information is in the description box below the video as well. So Mercury is in Pisces. Mercury is the ruling planet of the full moon. And the full moon is just opposite the sun. That's how we get a full moon, right? Because it's opposite the sun. So this is also at 0 degrees Virgo. So it's a super moon. And with full moons, it's always like completion. It's always talking about coming to the end of a cycle. But because it's at the beginning of a sign, at the 0 degrees of a sign, it's also about new beginnings. So, and because Virgo is so analytical and sometimes can be overly critical, you have to allow yourself to let the endings end and not overthink what's being taken away from your life, or what the universe is trying to take away from your life to make room for all the new beginnings that want to come into your life. You have to allow yourself to have, because full moons also talk about emotional capacity, right? So you have to allow yourself to have these emotions, kind of allow these emotions to complete, allow these emotional things that you've been holding on to fall away, so you can make space for all of the new things that your soul is trying to create on your path with all of this other beautiful Mercury and Neptune energy. And we are getting into Mercury shadow period this week, where Mercury will go retrograde the first week in March. Give me 1 second here. With Mercury retrograde season opposite the full moon, you have to be really aware. So we have these Mercury placements that I'm talking about: the Mercury conjunct Neptune, Mercury sextile Saturn, Mercury sextile Pluto, Mercury square Jupiter. Mercury is going to do that 3 different times within a month's time, starting right now, and it's going to do like a full circle, right? So we'll have Mercury conjunct Neptune, not really thinking very clearly, having that illusionary aspect. Mercury sextile Saturn, being very grounded during this time, even though there's this illusionary thinking. Where am I keeping myself grounded, and where am I allowing myself to stay on the beaten path? We have Mercury sextile Pluto, and this will be a very empowering time. And this is towards the end of the week. This will be a very empowering time. So the things that you are thinking up, and the things that you are creating, and the things that you want to do, you will kind of feel this push forward to do it. Now, we will have Mercury squaring Jupiter also towards the end of the week. And this can give you like an overconfidence of, no, I can do anything. I can promise anybody anything. I can do it all. I can do it all. I can do it all. And as we go through that again, because we'll go into retrograde and Mercury will hit all these points again, you're going to really be asking yourself, like, you have to really listen to your gut instincts. Am I overshooting it? Am I over promising things? Am I being a little bit too much right now? Do I need to give myself a little time to rest? Do I need to allow myself a little bit more time to finish a project, or finish a thing, or finish, whatever? Like, make sure, because that retrograde period will hit again, and we'll go through all of these points in Mercury where the illusionment will come in. We're needing to be grounded will come back in. We're feeling really, really empowered, and then really, really overconfident in all of these mercurial stages, right? In the thinking, in the doing, in the communicating. And one more time, when Mercury goes direct again, we'll be all the way back to the beginning of Pisces, and it goes direct again. And then Mercury will go through the stages once again. So this is a very this Mercury retrograde season is all about learning where you are in an illusion of the projects that you're doing, where you're being very grounded with the projects that you're doing, and the thoughts that you're having, and the communication that you're having, where you are empowering yourself, where you're being a little bit too overconfident and giving a lot and not reining yourself in. Okay? And that's going to happen all through March and into April. Like, it's a really long Mercury retrograde transit. So 6 weeks of Mercury doing this dance back and forth. Finally, Venus and Pluto will be, conjunct. Yes, Venus and Pluto will be conjunct at the end of the week. And it's not, Venus conjunct Saturn is a lot nicer. It's a lot sweeter than Venus conjunct Pluto. Venus conjunct Pluto is all about the lessons, the very harsh lessons and attractions and learning how to deal with relationships, whether you're in a relationship or not. You could attract people at this time that are going to bring lessons to you that you've been trying to learn lessons over and over and over again, and you just haven't learned these lessons over and over and over again. So you know how I've talked about before, this is like what, you know, people ask me like, why am I meeting the same kind of guy? Why does this keep happening to me? I don't understand. And I'll say it's the same soul trying to teach you a lesson in a different meat suit. So they look different on the outside, but on the inside, it's the same person. They're just trying to teach you the same lesson over and over and over again. Until you learn that lesson, that same person's going to keep coming back. So, and this is like one of the things that I teach in my alignment course. Like, what are the lessons that you keep on bringing back into your life? What are people mirroring and projecting onto you? This is a time where you could actually meet somebody. I remember I was like looking back when to the time of when I met my ex-husband, and there was a big Venus-Pluto conjunction when that happened. And now I'm like seeing all of it it's so funny because I was just curious about it. Like back then I wouldn't have known about the Venus-Pluto conjunction, but like thinking back now, I'm like, well, what was going on in the sky that week that I need to know about? And there was a big Venus-Pluto conjunction. So, and he and I were together for nearly 9 years, I think, total. So, really be aware and cautious of the people that you're attracting right now. If you know that you have lessons that you need to learn still in abandonment and rejection, or just lessons that you need to learn about yourself, really notice the new people that you're attracting into your life. They could be people that are there to just teach you those lessons and then kind of move along afterwards. A lot of people ask me like, how do I know that it's just a karmic partner? Well, now is kind of a big road sign in your life that if you meet somebody new right now, it could very well be, and it may not be, but if you see the red flags early, then you'll know, oh, that's what's happening. I get it. That's what's happening. Also, in relationships that are you're already together, it's a stable relationship, you're not like out there dating or anything like that, you could have lessons come up within the relationship where you're just kind of not really seeing eye to eye because you're learning something new with each other, because we're always evolving and we're always changing and we're always learning something new. And so now is a really good time for you to see how you and your partner are attracting each other in a way where you're still learning and teaching each other lessons in that way. Okay. I'm going to do a quick read. I didn't put on my timer. I should have. I don't know how long I've been talking now, but I'm going to do a quick read for the energy this week. But I feel like the energy is really about working on what it is that you want and empowering yourself and growing on that path and where you want it to take you. And like, what is it that you're manifesting? What is it that you're trying to bring into reality? And allow yourself to stay grounded, but be creative, like not in an illusionary way, but be creative in a way that that brings opportunities to you and opens yourself up to everything. Okay. So we have the Empress, which is that creative aspect, the Nine of Cups, which is the manifesting I was talking about, the Four of Wands, becoming stable and grounded, but using your emotions too. Wow, I love it when the cards work out for me like that. It's like, thanks for working. So the King of Cups is really being emotionally stable during this time, using your emotions wisely, not allowing yourself to run away with being discerning but not being harsh, right? And being very open emotionally. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Be discerning but don't be harsh. Make some really active choices for yourself. So we have, sorry, my nails are kind of junky right now. So we have the Queen of Swords and we have the King of Swords. So the emotional capacity along with the logical capacity, and where you're being discerning and where you're kind of being tunnel visioned in a way too. Stay grounded within yourself and know that the manifestation that's happening right now, I've been saying it for a very, very long time. I also feel like there are people around you that really want to help you at this time and really want to be open to communicating with you and helping you on your path. We have the Queen of Wands on the Empress. This is that confidence within the creative path that you're building. The confidence to, the Queen of Wands is somebody who is very stable by herself. She's very independent. She knows what she wants, and she doesn't really mince her words. She's very powerful and very creative at the same time. And when you're manifesting such things this week that you really want to manifest, make sure that you're not mincing your words with the universe. You're very, very clear on what you want, but you also have to do the work behind it. The universe, yes, really likes to give you gifts, but with the Three of Pentacles, this is about getting together with your soul tribe. This is about starting new projects, starting new things, really allowing yourself to get out there and get the work done and get things going and get things started this week. And the Virgo full moon is not going to be an easy one, because Virgos can be very overly critical. They can also be very loving and very supportive and very grounded and very helpful. But on the other end, on the shadow side end of it, they can also be very critical. So that Virgo full moon is going to show you where you're being too critical for yourself and where you're not on your path, and where you're not being helpful to yourself and you're not being loving to yourself, right? The only way to manifest things into your life is if you're respecting yourself first. And there are other people, there's so many people around you that can help with this, that can help keep you grounded, that can help give you ideas, that can help you on the emotional spectrum. So allow that to happen. And I do feel like some of you are really looking for that stable environment, or wanting to have that stable environment in your life. And if there's, I feel like some of you are you're not really entirely sure. I think that I feel like this full moon is going to give you a lot of clarity on where you belong. I feel like this Virgo full moon, because it's in an emotional way, an emotional stability way, an emotionally stable way. I feel like some of you are finding out where your place is, where you physically belong in your world, in your existence, right? The moon on the Four of Wands. And if you're not sure where you belong in the world right now, who you belong with or what's going on, this full moon is going to bring up emotions for you in order for you to work through, so you understand where that is, where that groundedness needs to be. And it could be that you have to actually physically move to get there. And maybe it's not a place that you thought you would be moving to, or you would be headed to. I feel like there are going to be a lot of eye-opening moments with this full moon. And eye-opening moments within relationships. So we have the Lovers on the King of Cups. And again, this is talking about, this could be the very fated Venus and Pluto meeting. This could be the Venus conjunct Saturn with the Neptune sextile. I feel like this is a really easy energy. There's almost a lightness to it. It seems very much like the divine masculine and the divine feminine are coming into alignment together. And I feel like it's happening in an extremely emotional way. This Virgo full moon is really showing you in a lot of practical ways where your life is over. or the life that you knew before is completely over. And where your new life is really starting to begin. Don't feel guilty about having to walk away from things. I feel like there might be some harsh moments this week with the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Swords. I feel like there might be some harsh words or harsh moments. There might be some things that have to be said, some things that need to be laid out there on the table. And the Seven of Swords for me is saying, like, don't feel guilty about it. The Seven of Swords represents the moon in Aquarius. And when somebody has their moon sign in Aquarius, they're able to disconnect emotionally for self-preservational purposes. Not out of spite, not out of bitterness, but in order to preserve themselves, preserve their own emotions. And I feel like with these new paths that everybody's taking, all of these new things that are coming about, if there's a relationship that you have to change your entire life for in order to push forward and to go towards, and it may be a relationship with yourself that you have to change your entire life for in order for you to push forward and keep going in a new and different direction. Don't feel guilty about the things that you have to walk away from, because your life, as you know, as you've always known it, is over. This Virgo full moon, in a lot of, Virgo rules the day-to-day activities, and things will be changing in your day-to-day. And whatever that means for you, whatever you have to allow yourself to leave behind in order to move forward, you need to let yourself do that. And don't beat yourself up over it. Definitely don't beat yourself up over it. Let's see what the King of Swords is. The Four of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Cups. So there's definitely a lot of things that are coming up from the past. A lot of issues from childhood, possibly, that need to be reconciled within you. But the Four of Swords on the King of Swords, this is a time of great rest. And I want you to stand up for yourself in a way where you're allowing yourself this rest and meditation. It doesn't mean that you just lay on the couch all day or you lay in bed all day. But if your body is tired, take a nap. When you get home from work, lay down for 20 minutes. That, nobody's going to, the world isn't going to be over if mom or dad rests for 20 minutes. The world isn't going to be over, if you haven't made dinner the second that you walk in the door. After you get home from school, if you need to sleep a little bit, give yourself some time to recuperate, because there are a lot of things that are changing right now. And as your life and your soul purpose becomes bigger, your body is taking a beating with it. I tell everybody all the time, as your soul ascends, as your soul awakens, your body is always the last thing. It's like catching up to your soul ascension process. And it's very, very hard on the cellular level. So be very kind to yourself. A lot of meditation, a lot of really taking a break, and being firm about the fact that you need to, if you have to tell people, and don't feel guilty about it, right? That could be one of those guilty factors that I'm asking you to don't feel guilty about saying, not today, I can't do this today, okay? The Six of Cups, there you go. This Virgo energy could be kind of harsh, right? The Knight of Swords. So we have the Queen of Pentacles with the Six of Cups. I feel like this Virgo energy is really going to bring some things back from the past. These could be players from your past that you're still needing to forgive, that you're still needing to allow yourself to move past, to emotionally release, right? This Queen of Swords could be somebody from your past that was very deceptive to you and very hurtful to you, and you need to allow that to fall away. This King of Swords, this King of Cups could be a relationship that you had in the past, but this you know, that you really need to heal from and come back into balance because of. You know, take this reading as it resonates. The Queen of Swords could be, or Queen of Wands could be a motherly energy from your past that you really want to reconnect with. But I do feel like whatever comes up, you're being supported by the very practical Virgo full moon. This whole week is going to keep you grounded through the Saturn transits, through the Virgo transits. Uranus will be moving into Taurus very soon, so we'll have some more grounded energy with that Uranus energy. And a lot of stuff will be happening within the earth signs for a while, you know. It's going to really help keep everybody grounded during all the really quick transits that are happening. So again, allow yourself, don't beat yourself up for things that have to fall away. Don't beat yourself up for not knowing yet. Like if you just don't know where you're supposed to be going or what you're supposed to be doing, it's okay. Right now, you're just supposed to be learning. Right now, you're manifesting, right? You know, and everybody's like, why am I still so stagnant? It's really, really annoying. I felt good there for a couple of days and now I'm stagnant again. You're in a process of learning. You're in a process of healing and growing. And sometimes when we're growing and we're learning and we're healing, we have to be stagnant because if we were moving, we would miss it entirely. And now is the time to ask yourself, do I want to go forward or do I want to go backwards? Because if you try to force yourself through this stagnant energy, you may fail and then end up going backwards. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to go backwards. So if you don't feel like anything is happening right now, if you feel like you're in a place of why isn't anything happening right now, let the growth process pull you through all of it. Keep manifesting your desires. Bring your friends, your soul tribe, your friends and family, the people that you can trust. Not just anybody, right? We can't trust everybody right now. The people that you can trust, bring those people in and let them help you because it's a guided time and you're being supported by the universe every single day, all the time. So allow that support. And again, I have so many things to help you on your path on my website. A lot of it, most of it is up to 20% off. If you have any questions about the coaching sessions or the Mastering Yourself class, again, there are still openings for the March 10th and the March 17th classes. All of that is on my website, fearlessintuition.net. I love you all. Thanks for your patience with these updates. I will be back for the March readings very soon. Pisces will be first, and then we will go from there. Bye.